descended from the same family tree as Lancelot Link, Curious George, and the Space Monkeys of yore. A simple family rock band has dared to go where no band has gone before. In these pandemic times, we need Secret Monkey Weekend now more than ever. So without any further ado, settle into your favorite chair, call your neighbors, because it's time for the Secret Monkey Quarantine Half-Hour Show.
We now join the following program already in progress.
Welcome back to another episode of the Secret Monkey Quarantine Half-Hour Show. Today we have some guests for you. Today we have Jeffrey Dean Foster and Sad Magazine, and they'll also be playing a song, and we'll be doing an interview with them. We also have a bunch of other fun stuff like a movie by me and viewer mail, so we really hope you enjoy.
Raise your right paw, your right hoof, your right tentacle, whatever you might have.
I shall sing no song that is not a secret monkey song. I shall make no record that is not a secret monkey record. I refuse to be known as anything but a secret monkey singer. I am proud to be associated with the secret monkey music. Secret monkey music and secret monkey fans made me what I am today, and I shall not forget it.
Said I know, may not show, but tears they come around so slow. She stood there stone-faced and so cool, napped in the back of just a lethal dose of cruel. Half moons and all of the stars, half of the time they seem too far. Half of the sky is in the dark, no matter where you are. Unnecessary evil masquerade as love. All kinds of pretty people never get enough. She came around for one more cup. Something in his cappuccino as he was waking up. Half moons and all of the stars, half of the time they seem too far. Half of the sky is in the dark, no matter where you are. She said I know, may not show. The rains they come around and there's snow. She stood there stone-faced and so cool, too far. Half of the sky is in the dark, no matter where you are. Half moons and all of the stars. Half of the time they seem too far. Half of the sky is in the dark, no matter where you are.
And now a word from our sponsors.
Myers-Briggs, we'll have Myers-Briggs. INTJ, hey, Myers-Briggs. So here we are with another week of I Want My Daddy's Records. And right off the bat, we have a real winner here. This is Shakin' Sherman, Lee Gildersleeve, and Parthenon Huxley when he was known as Rick Miller, pre-Rick Rock. The Blazers, How to Rock. Oops, there it is. Yeah, Chapel Hill Institution there. All right, Nielsen, the point. This one's not mine. Who's this belong to?
I have no clue.
Yeah.
I bet this is Matt.
Yeah. I don't remember seeing it, but you're probably right.
Good taste. Here, let me hand them to you as we go. Highway 61, Bob Dylan.
Yours.
Yep.
Definitely.
Johnny Cash.
Probably yours.
Yep. Rolling Stones, Got Live If You Want It.
Yours?
That's a live album. Yeah, that's mine. This one's missing. It's Slave, but this is Badfinger, Say No More.
Oh, then that's yours.
Definitely mine. This is yet another version of Squeeze.
Of course.
So that's probably Laura's or Matt's.
Really?
Yeah. Now, Color Me Gone, this is really interesting. This is the band that Marty Jones was in before she started working with Don Dixon. Very, very cool and very interesting. This is probably 84, 83. I don't know. Waylon Live. Who?
I'm gonna guess Dad's.
I think it's mine. But sometimes, people write things on the back, but yeah, I think that's mine. It says freshman. I'm guessing that's the four freshmen, right? Let me look at the spine. It says the freshman. Yeah, the four freshmen. Okay, guess what band this had an influence on?
Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons?
Can you get a little closer to the...
Frankie Valli in the
No,
Four Seasons?
Beach Boys. Brian Wilson was very enamored with them. Switched on Bach. Anybody know the significance of this?
No.
I think it was like the first really large selling all synthesizer album. And I don't remember what year, late 60s, early 70s. But anyway, it's not mine. I'm glad to have it though. This?
Yours.
Yeah, definitely. My favorite Who album. Sly and the Family Stone.
Yours?
That's right. It's got some great stuff on it. I even did a cover version of, was it Everyday People? No, Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself Again. I can't find it. Here it is. Yeah. You know that funny spelling? It's like, thank you for letting me be myself again. Yeah. It's in the back. All right, and this is, I think this is Bob Dylan's 1968 album.
Yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very spare, but it's very good. And these guys on the back, I think they were from South America, maybe, and they were hanging out in Woodstock. They were musicians, and they just happened to be at a photo session. I think Albert Grossman may have signed to them to some kind of record deal. But we'll have to go to Wikipedia for that. That's another week of I Want My Daddy's Records, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
So, welcome to the Jeffrey Dean Foster Zoom interview on the Secret Monkey Quarantine Half Hour Show. Girls, this is Jeffrey. Jeffrey, these are the girls. Ella, Lila.
Hey, Ella and Lila. Good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Girls, what do you have to ask Jeffrey?
I was wondering, do you play any other instruments other than guitar?
I play a little bit of a lot of things, but none of them very well. I just play them. I've kind of always played them just good enough to write songs, maybe. And your dad can play a lot of things well. I guess I started playing guitar mainly, but when I'm recording, I can mess around and learn little parts on other things. So yeah, I just kind of a jack of all trades.
I was going to ask, so I was listening to your music the other day, and it reminded me a lot of Tom Petty.
Yeah.
Was he an influence for you? And if not, who was a big influence for you?
Yeah, he was a great influence. I think, especially coming from the South where we are, he was, he was a Southern musician, had the Southern mentality, but his band was also kind of all over the place. Felt almost like an English band in a way, like a cross between the Rolling Stones and the Byrds or whatever. And so I loved him. But growing up, the first records that I heard were things like Hank Williams and Johnny Cash. And I know some of those records just by heart because I stayed at my grandmother's house and that's all we had to play. And then I started, hearing things that I liked from my generation, like the Rolling Stones and David Bowie and Bob Dylan, of course, and all that. So it's, when I make records or try to write songs, it is really a combination of just like everything that I've ever heard,
Can you give me a quick rundown of your discography and then kind of tell me what's next?
A band called the Pine Tops made a record, and that finally came out on a record label here called Monolith, and it came out on Blue Rose Records in England, in Germany. And Don Dixon, your buddy Don Dixon, helped produce that one. Yep. And then a few years later, I made a little live record called The Leaves Turn Upside Down, which is just a solo acoustic record with some. It's not a normal live record because it's got a bunch of weird noises and stuff in it. So then a few years later, I made my first, I guess, what's called a Jeffrey Dean Foster record. Was this record called Million Star Hotel. And that was in like 2005, I think. Yeah. And then a few years back, I put out one called The Arrow. And we did, the Million Star Hotel I did a lot of that by myself with some other friends helping out. And Mitch Easter played on it some, Don Dixon played on it some. The Arrow was much more other people playing live in the studio with me, including Don and Mitch on some things, but other people like Lynn Blakey and so that's where we are now. And so I'm trying to make another record now. Hopefully it'll see the light of day sometime.
I gotta say, that has some of the most beautiful and interesting sounds. I hear like tremolo and things that sounds like maybe tremolo on guitar, and it sounds like maybe Leslie guitar on some stuff.
Yeah, there are a lot of great sounds on there. Some that I think because I was doing it myself, I had plenty of time to focus on all these little weird details that sometimes you don't get when you're in a room full of people. Yeah. Where everybody's standing around waiting for you to sing a song.
Yeah. I think just the reason why I mentioned that, it sort of stood out because it was done tastefully. It wasn't like too much of this. It was just sprinkled on in just the right way. But I'm like you, I agree. Most of my recordings that I'm thinking about, they've all been pretty much, we go in with the band and maybe 2 takes, we're done. We're just moving.
Yeah. For one, I love you. I love your band. Love what you're doing. I love the Calcil song that you did. That was great.
Oh, thank you.
And I love Your Sister Told Me, which is one of my favorite songs of all time anyway.
Yeah.
Those,
thank you.
Don Dixon was one of the first rock stars that would talk to me, as a
Yeah.
teenager, and so his songs have meant a lot to me. And he's really been a part of most every record I've made in some way,
Right.
whether it's playing on it or just encouraging me or whatever. So yeah, you guys keep it up. And Lila, I know that the pandemic has put a slowdown on Hollywood, but is Spooky Cats coming out anytime soon?
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. She's working on the sequel already. Spooky Cats 2 is our actually
All right.
got.
Good. And Ella, I agree with you that pineapple does not belong on pizzas.
Thank
This guy pays attention.
Well, I
Very-
enjoyed it. Yeah, I've really enjoyed it.
Well, we're really grateful to have you, and it's just been such a pleasure to talk with you. We need to do this more often.
Yeah, well, you guys call and Zoom me anytime. We don't even have to have a show. We can just hello.
I like that idea. Great.
Okay.
Thanks so
Bye,
much.
Lila. Bye, Ella.
Bye.
See y'all later. Bye, Jeff.
Bye. Just going to get started right off the bat because we have a very full mailbag. First question.
Our first question is from Catherine Campbell. What are Ella and Lila's favorite subjects in school, and what kind of careers do they want one day? Well, my personal favorite subject is, I'm gonna have to say probably math or English, and my the career I want. I'd like to maybe get into acting, but also I wouldn't mind. I guess working at Ben and Jerry's. That seems like a cool place.
Ella?
Well, my favorite subject is history, and I think I would like to be a museum curator.
Well, my career days, I'm in them. I'm doing what I've always wanted to do, is to host a half-hour show. So,
Okay, John Gillespie asks, this is a question for each of you individually. What's a song you would love to cover but could never in a million years get the other two to agree to?
I'm gonna need to think about that. How about y'all?
go ahead, Ella.
I'd say probably any Arctic Monkeys songs. I love them, but I don't think I could get these two to be on board.
I'd be open to it, but we'll just we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I don't know. Is there a band that I keep saying we should cover, and you two kind of hem and haw on that?
I don't know.
Probably, but we shouldn't bring it up because you'll make us do it.
Right. Well, that's true. I guess I've been known to be a little heavy-handed with my suggestions. I've got the girls to cover things I like a lot, like NRBQ, Badfinger. But I don't think I had too much resistance from that. But yeah, I don't think there's really anything unpopular. Anything come to mind, Lila?
Maybe Britney, as in Britney Spears.
Oh, Britney Spears. Okay. Question number 3.
What is each member's favorite monkey? Could be a breed or famous monkey. Mickey.
Who's Mickey?
Mickey's monkey?
Oh, she means from the Monkees.
Oh, gosh. How clever. Wow.
There were these movies I watched as a kid called Night at the Museum, and there's a little monkey character. That would probably be my favorite.
Okay. Well, clearly my favorite monkey is Lancelot Link, and maybe followed by Mike Nesmith to follow Lila's line of thinking.
If you had your choice of the following 4 cars, which would you pick? Number 1, 1960s era Batmobile. Number 2, the Monkey Mobile. Number 3, the Dukes of Hazzard's General Lee. And 4, the Partridge Family bus.
I'm not familiar with the third one, but I think I'd go with the Batmobile.
I'd go with the Partridge Family bus.
I want the Monkey Mobile, a tiny version of it. And I actually own a tiny Partridge Family bus, as you can see there. There was one that wasn't listed, which I would have really enjoyed having, and it would have been the Jaguar right there, the British. Oh, and the Andy Griffith squad car. And I think that's a 57 Chevy convertible. And that's a Plymouth Superbird, maybe? I can't remember exactly. Now, I have actually had my picture made in front of the Andy Griffith squad car in Mount Airy. Remember that?
Vaguely, yeah.
Yeah. I think we have one more question.
So this question is from Penguins. And Penguin says, okay, Secret Monkey, viewer mail question. Recently bumped into a guy in the photo. He claims he was your original bassist. He was replaced by Ella because she's more talented, better looking, and never throws banana peels at the losers in the cheap seats. How do you respond to his allegations?
Let's see this supposed former bassist.
Let's see. I think we have a better picture of him. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a time when this was not a family band. It was two members of the family and a gorilla, a yellow gorilla. And at some point, Laura convinced us that it should be a family outfit. I think it's worked out pretty well. And we're still on speaking terms with this guy. I think his name was Magilla, right? All right. Well, that pretty much wraps up viewer mail. I did want to point out that we are sponsored each week in July by Deep Eddy Records, where you can get the best in surf, garage, and instrumental music. www.deepeddy.net. And on to the next segment. Yay. All right.
y'all.
All right, we'd like to welcome Sad Magazine to our Secret Monkey Quarantine half-hour show. Of course, you know Ella and Lila. So what's new? What's the latest for Sad Magazine? What's next on the horizon? I know the coronavirus has brought everything to a screeching halt.
We were supposed to go into the studio when, guys? June?
No, it was April.
Oh, it was April, right?
Yeah.
That shut us down pretty good.
Well, I was going to point out something about the band, having some familiarity with the band. It's always struck me that there was a very strong visual element with the band, to the point that maybe your following is exclusively metrosexual. Basically, you know, look at that guy. Is he a dandy or what? Any comment, Robert or Andrew?
I think that's technically a picture from the Well-Respected Men, but okay, I'll take it.
Okay. Oh. Okay. Now Herb.
Maybe not. Maybe
Metro.
Herb goes a different direction. What's the deal here, Herb?
Oh yeah.
Just kind of thrift store avant-garde. I'm not sure.
Okay. And Robert, obviously,
is the one that still has hair.
Yeah. Well, believe it or not, you've got this fabulous hat.
Which I wear to keep the hair tamed.
There we go. I do the same thing.
COVID-19, right?
Steve goes a whole different direction that I don't think anybody else even thought about, but Steve had a really unique presentation last time I saw him.
Yeah.
It looks like Ella has a question. Go ahead.
Is there any instruments you all play besides the ones you play in the band?
I've been trying to play mandolin, but I'm a huge fan of the Scrap Exchange. I went in there one time and found a whole stash of basically Baroque stringed instruments, really, really old versions of like proto violins. And so I'm trying to learn how to play that right now, but it's not going very well.
Which begs the question, if it's not Baroque, then why fix it?
Yes, of course it does.
You know, Lila, I just realized you're down there in the middle, sort of like the circle Hollywood Square.
Kind of my signature question, but do you guys have any animals at home?
Yes, I have 2 cats.
I have a cat, a dog, and a horse right now.
Whoa.
I still have a horse.
I still have a horse.
It's from walking dogs.
Oh
my goodness.
Not my dogs, but somebody very close to me.
Steve, you've had cats forever, right?
Cats and dogs, yeah. We currently have 2 cats, but there was a point where we had 2 big dogs and 8 cats.
Guess I wanted just to mention to people that you have a Bandcamp site. I think it's sadmagazine.com. You
just go on there and point and click, get in there, talk about www.call me. You got then that go click.
Sadmagazine.bandcamp.com.
Okay, and it's the first album, and the bass playing on that first record was phenomenal. Steve, you have some really big shoes to fill. I would guess they're maybe size 10.5.
Yeah, I know. It's been tough.
That's sort of an inside joke, if you know the band. Well, guys, thank you for your time, and we look forward to seeing you when this is all over, this sickness and pestilence, and we'll have some good times in the future.
Yeah, us too.
All right. Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff.
Well, that's it for our show today. Thanks for watching. Next week, we'll have John Shane with FJ Ventry and Suzanne Schmid. Thanks.